the script and run it. It's not running, it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but if I check in the select by name box, it shows that there is like multiple trees now. If I change a value here, say let's change 120 to 50, then reevaluate the script, reinstall the script, then run it again, our tree is going to be smaller, as you can see. So it does work as we would expect. Let's remove all these objects. Well, actually we can remove it by selecting and deleting them all, or we can just use the delete my objects script that we have written before, which removes all our objects in the scene. So let's set this back to 120 for now, and let's go on. So all these new trees that this function would create would be placed at the exact same position, the world origin. That's not really good, since we want the trees to be generated at certain spots on a surface. That would be our goal. So the function should work as we told Max to create a tree with this given height at this given position. Should be easy enough. By adding a second input variable, that's going to hold the position where the function would put the tree. Let's call that tree position. And we're going to use this new variable in the function block, which is easy since we actually have lines that define the position of the objects that we are creating. We have to set the my cylinder position not to the origin, not to 0, 0, 0, but this new value that we have, tree position, and we have to somehow put this tree position into the position of the cone object as well. So we are just going to go it should equal tree position plus the height of the cylinder in a 0.3 value. Adding two 0.3 values to each other is actually offsetting the original one by the one that you add to it. So that's pretty good so far. Let's modify the function call as well, because here we defined two input arguments, but when we are actually calling the function, we just supply one. So let's supply a new value here, there, and let's make a couple more function calls so that we can actually see how the function works. Let's make this 80, 50, 0, 0, and let's make another one with a height of 150, sorry. Then let's put this offset on the y axis by 50. Let's save and evaluate this new modified version of the script, and let's try to run it. As you can see, it creates now 3 trees with different positions and different heights, just as we would expect from these 3 function calls. So the tree creation function is almost ready to use. Let's just make one slight modification to it. Don't forget that this function is to be used by our script that we are going to create later. This function is just to make a single tree with a given height at a given position. The part that actually places these trees on a surface is going to come later. So we are just working on this function for now. Well, what is this slight modification that we need? Well, currently the noise modifiers that we add to the cone objects that are supposed to be the branches of the tree, well, they all have the same seed number. Thus, their noise looks identical to each other. To create a variation in these trees, we should set the seed induced noise modifiers to a random number. There is a function in MaxScript which returns a random value between 2 given numbers. It works like this. Let's go to the listener window. The function's name is random, and then it will expect these 2 numbers, 2 variables or values that it should get a random value between. So let's try it with 0 and 100 and evaluate the line. As you can see, it spits out a result. In my case it was 71. For you it's probably different since it's a random number. You can try it with different values as well, like a random number between 50 and 100. Evaluate it. It gave 89. So these could be variables as well, just as before, and that's what we're going to do here. I mean, this is the function that we're going to use. So let's go back to the script that we're writing, and in creating this noise modifier, we're going to create a new seed variable, and it's going to be a random number between 0 and 9999. Then, when we're creating the noise modifier, we're going to have a new preset changed, which is called seed, and we're using the new seed variable to supply the value to this property. Well, that's pretty much it. Creating the random number we'll use for the seed value, and then just feeding it into the constructor function call. Let's try to reevaluate the script. Save it. I'll minimize it. I'll first remove all the trees that we created before, and then just rerun the script that we just modified. There you go. Now the noise should be all different on all the trees. If I keep creating trees, it's going to show a difference. You can see that it's different trees being created as the noise is changing on them.